I'm with Drizzy in Atlanta. So many hitters with that, they could be the Braves.
Hey guys, welcome back to Keith's Hot Takes Thanksgiving edition. I got my guy Q on the show since it's Cowboys Commanders week. So Q, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. It's good to see you, man. How you doing?
Good. My Cowboys are rolling, so life is good right now.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. We ain't gonna get into that.
You don't want to talk about Timmy DeVito or whatever his name is?
Bro, that man said he still stay at his parents' crib. We got beat by somebody that still stay with his parents. Like, I don't know, man. I don't
Oh
know.
man.
Somebody need to be
Yeah.
fired, bro. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, the way Magic Johnson was talking after the game, I'm surprised we didn't get no report.
You know what I'm saying, man? I don't know what's going on, man. Hopefully they got some type of plan or something, man. But I don't know.
What I've noticed about your team, we'll get into them more in a little bit, but I've noticed when they play, like, I noticed they play the Eagles really good, but it seemed like the Giants, it just seemed like their motor just doesn't get up for the Giants for whatever
Yeah,
reason.
man. But I think that's coaching though, man. Like you gotta have your guys prepared to go out there and play every week. Like
For
no
sure,
matter who
true.
you playing, bro. That comes down to your coach. You gotta set the tone, man. So, I ain't giving the players like no free pass either, because they still gotta go out there and perform. But as a coach, man, you gotta make sure your guys ready or get some guys out there that are.
That's true. And if to make things worse, they didn't have no hot water after the game, so they couldn't shower that loss off. So they had to go home stinking.
Bruh,
So that
that's so
that made it
crazy.
worse. So Q, a Thanksgiving tradition here on the show to kind of switch things up here. What are some of your must-haves on Thanksgiving?
Mm, gotta go, gotta go with the ham.
Sure.
Gotta go with that. The mac and cheese, the yam combo, need that. Need that. Um, I ain't really big on like no everything else is kind of it is what it is. But
True, true.
my grandmother, man, she make a crazy banana pudding, and it be
Ooh.
warm. Like she make it warm though.
Oh,
So you
okay.
know what I'm saying? Like, so I definitely look forward to that. But those are my go tos. So I get a plate, and then when I go back, I just need the ham, the mac and cheese, the yams, and then I need the banana pudding to kind of set it off.
Okay, I got you. I don't know if I've ever had it warm. I think that'd be a
Yeah,
little interesting. I've
yeah,
usually had it freezing cold.
yeah,
So I mean that could make things interesting. But we're
yeah.
kind of on the same lines. I gotta have my ham, like you said, macaroni and yams. I
Hmm.
don't really care about anything else. As long as that's there and it's right, I don't really.
That's it.
And gotta have some yeast rolls. A whole lot of
Okay,
yeast.
yeah, for sure. Gotta have the
Yeah.
rolls. For
Um.
sure.
Are you a big sweet potato pie guy or no?
I am, man. I love sweet potato pie too. Um, normally, bro, I bring like two on back to the crib whenever I come back from home. So definitely,
Okay.
definitely love me some sweet potato pie for sure, man.
Yes, sir. So do you have any traditions that you do on Thanksgiving, like meet, eat with the family, or pretty much is that do y'all do that?
So it changes. It pretty much changes every year. We kind of like go one year to be at my mom's, then one year we go to my grandmother's, then we go to all my aunts. So we kind of do a rotation every year. But it's pretty much the same group. Like it's the same group. My grandmother, her two daughters, and her kid and their kids. So us. So it's always us, and we just rotate and do whatever we need to do there.
I got you. Yes, sir. So I'm pretty much the same way. Just eating with family, and it's all about that family time, man. That's what
Hmm.
Thanksgiving's all about.
Hmm.
So, so to switch to our Thanksgiving games, let's talk about our first game. We got the Green Bay Packers at the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions have not won a Thanksgiving game since 2016. Q, do they snap their losing streak on Thanksgiving against the Packers?
Absolutely. The Lions playing some good football. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even realize they were like what 8-2 now. I
Yes.
didn't realize that until yeah. I think
I
they're eight
think
and
9-2,
two.
maybe. Think
Is it
nine?
nine
Is
and
it
two?
not? I think 9-2.
Yeah. So they've been playing some good ball, man, and they just they're a tough nosed team, man. They're gonna run the ball. They're gonna play action. defense gonna be aggressive. So they kind of like to get after it, man. They real gritty. They take after their head coach. He's a Texas A&M guy. So he's from Texas, so he kind of like the nitty gritty of it all. But yeah, the Lions they playing some great ball, man. And as long as they kind of stay true to who they are, they're gonna make some noise. They can upset some people for sure later on down the road.
Yeah, so I was shocked to see yesterday they were down to the Bears late, and then the
Mm-hmm.
Bears just did Bears things and fell apart at the end. So I agree with you. I know Jordan Love has kind of started to figure things out of late. But the Lions, they're 9-2 for the first time since 1962. So it's been a long time since they've been this good. So I think they want to I think they'll shake off that, they had a kind of sluggish game with some turnovers yesterday. They weren't at their best. I don't know if they kind of underestimated the Bears because the Bears haven't been playing pretty good this year. And I know they got Justin Fields back yesterday, so that kind of probably gave the Bears a big boost. But I think the Lions, I think they want to snap this streak, and uh, you know, they play every year on Thanksgiving, and I know they want to put on a good product with their fans who haven't been this excited about Lions football and God knows when. So I definitely
Man, I'm
agree with
telling
you.
you.
I'm taking the Lions as well.
Yeah, yeah. I know some people from the area right here. They've been Lions fans forever, bro. And they so excited, man. I be like, look, I can't even hate on y'all for real. Y'all deserve it.
Yeah, because I couldn't imagine going through what they went through as fans, man.
Man.
But to switch to our 4:30 game, I know Q, you're probably gonna make sure you got your dinner and stuff out the way by the time this one comes on. You got your Washington Commanders at my Dallas Cowboys. Crazy enough, the last time that we played each other on Thanksgiving was 2020. Unfortunately, Dak Prescott had suffered that season-ending ankle injury, and y'all walked the
Mm-hmm.
dogs on us, 40-16. I know when I was
Mm-hmm.
doing my prep, I saw that score. I was like, did Dak play? And then I realized that was the year he got hurt, so that made sense why y'all beat us like that. So,
Mm-hmm.
Q, I see this game going either one or two ways. The Cowboys at home, they like the front run. They like to get out ahead of their opponents, let their pass rush really get out to the opposing quarterback. Or Washington's offense, if they give Sam Howell time, if he doesn't hold on to the ball too long, they have some weapons on offense that can put some points up on this defense if they can protect Sam Howell. So this is either going to be a shootout or the Cowboys are going to run away with this one pretty easily. So Q, which way do you see this one playing out?
Oh man, it kind of goes back to what you said earlier. When we play like the Eagles, you know what I'm saying, y'all, games like that, we kind of play it a little tougher, right? It's a rivalry game, Thanksgiving. Um, so I'm gonna take my guys
Oh yeah, of
regardless.
course.
I'm gonna take my guys. Like I said, I think I kind of see it. I can see it being a shootout. Like you said, two offenses that when they get going, they really can get going. So I'm hoping that our offense shows up this week and we can see what we can do. If we can, we can limit a bunch of big plays. As you know, our defense we done lost. I feel like two pivotal components to it on the edges. So I don't know how much we're gonna be able to get after that. So um, I feel like we can limit big plays and not turn the ball over, and we can find some success with our offense. Get the run game going because, like you said, y'all have been kind of vulnerable to the run game a little bit. So we get that going and put some points up. I think we can get it done though.
Most definitely. Was the 9 sacks yesterday just the factor of the Giants' offensive line being so porous, or?
I think so. And you got a quarterback back there who can't make fast enough decisions. That kind of helps out too. But the guy, the front four played well. KJ Henry, I think he had a sack and a half or 2 sacks. Deron Payne and John Allen always commanding double teams. But I think when you look at their offensive line, when you think of probably the worst, you think of Washington Commanders, New York Giants, and the Carolina Panthers. When you think about the worst offensive lines in the NFL, and you just had worse on worse yesterday. So that's kind of hot. That's kind of what went down. All terrible offensive line and theirs, man. So and that's really what it came down to.
I got you. So like you said, I definitely I'm a little concerned about this game because Washington just got embarrassed at home. Like you said, they're gonna be really up for this game. They're gonna be fired up. We're probably gonna get one of their better games of this season. Uh, like you mentioned, Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen, they always give us fits. Um, if y'all have a good right end, I'm a little nervous because Terrence Steele, he's been kind of suspect this year, coming off that ACL injury. So if our offensive line can give Dak time, I don't know if y'all have the pieces in your secondary to contain our receivers, CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, Ferguson, Pollard coming out the backfield. We can utilize him. So I think the biggest thing is for us to dominate the trenches on both sides of the ball. I think our defensive line, I think we got to get y'all behind behind the chains. That way we can go hunt Sam Howell because your offensive line, like you said, isn't very good. I think he's been sacked probably by now at least 60 times. Because sometimes, like we mentioned, he'll hold on to the ball too long, and the offensive
Hmm.
line sometimes by the time you hike it, they're all back there to get him.
Right.
So I think Micah would probably have a big Thanksgiving game, another 2 to 3 sack game. Because they'll put him. They'll what Dan Quinn does very well is he'll line Mike up on your weakest offensive lineman and do it over and over again until you adjust. So I expect them to find the weakness on your offensive line and just let Micah go hunt. Now I will. I don't know who's going to guard Terry McLaurin. Because Trayvon Diggs is not there to do what he does. So, um, I really I guess you would put Bland on him. I guess I don't really. I'd be interested to see who they put on Terry McLaurin.
I like Bland though. I like
Yeah,
Bland. He's definitely coming on for sure. So yeah, he's a solid piece that y'all got better to build on for sure.
yeah. And that pick he had yesterday, he was beat, and I think because of how
Yeah.
bad the Panthers offensive line, Bryce Young couldn't get it to Mingo when he was open, and he had to throw it. And
Yeah.
by the time he threw it, Bland made a heck of a play. So it's gonna be interesting to see how our secondary matches up with your receivers because you got some talented receivers. You got Brown, Samuel, Pringle. So y'all have some weapons. Um, I think Sam Howell, Jordan Lewis has been one of our weakest links in our secondary, and our safeties. Sometimes you can kind of manipulate them on some play action, misdirection. So if y'all can get that run game going, because we struggled with that yesterday, that was a little alarming with how bad the Panthers' offensive line is. The way they were just able to run the ball on us pretty much whenever they wanted to for the majority of the game. So I'm taking my Cowboys, of course. I think we're gonna keep our momentum going because we got a tough close to our season. We got Seattle next week, and then we got the Dolphins, Bills, Eagles coming up shortly. So it's gonna get real for us. So we got to win the
Yeah.
games that we're supposed to win because
Absolutely.
it's gonna get rough for us. So
Absolutely.
to move to our night game on Thanksgiving, we got the San Francisco 49ers at the Seattle Seahawks. This is going to be a big one in the NFC West. I got to
Hmm.
take the 49ers. They've come off their bye and they're playing some really good football on offense. They're really clicking. They got Trenton Williams back and Debo, and that's just they're looking like a machine. And I think Brock Purdy, that's why he was struggling. You don't have the best left tackle in football, and one of your best receivers, you're going to look a lot different. And I think people kind of overreacted to his struggles. So I think they go into Seattle, and I think this will probably be a very ugly, low-scoring game because Seattle's got a very good defense. I just don't
Hmm.
think Gino and that offense, I don't know if they'll be able to score enough on the 49ers defense because I think Nick Bosa and that defense line, I think they're going to go hunt. And they added Chase Young, so now they're just scary with Randy Gregory, man. They got some closers on the
Yeah.
defensive line.
Yeah.
So I think the 49ers, I think they'll go on the road and get a big time victory in Seattle. How do you see this one playing out, Q?
Same way. Like we spoke on. I think it's definitely going to be low scoring. Both defenses are very very good. Seattle's back in, their corners and their safeties. I think they'll be able to, contain that 49ers, pass game a little bit. But I think McCaffrey, he'll be able to do some work in the running game and he'll be able to dump it down to his tight ends and figure some things out of that sort. But yeah, like you said, man, the 49ers, they did just lose Hufanga, a
Oh yeah,
safety
that was
with an
brutal.
ACL.
Mm.
So I don't know how that's going. I don't know who they got to, kind of replace his production or be a shell of what he can be. So that's gonna be interesting to see Thursday night as well. But like you said, man, Bosa, was it Armstead, Gregory, Chase Young, all those guys, man. I just don't see how you block those guys. So for me, I think that's the difference in the game. The defensive line is gonna cause havoc, and gonna be he gonna be fighting for his life, man. He gonna be getting about the ground a lot after that good Thanksgiving meal. So yeah, so I got the 49ers. I think it'll be kind of I'll say like a 20 to maybe 14 idea, something like that.
Yeah, I definitely can see that. I hope he eats a light Thanksgiving dinner because boy, he gonna be running for his life. And don't forget about those two linebackers that San Francisco has in Greenlaw
Man,
and
Greenlaw
Fred.
and Warner, man,
They're violent, boy.
man.
It's,
Ooh, but those guys, there's some guys right there. Wish we had on my team, man.
oh yeah, because one of your Commander fans was talking about how bad your linebacker play is. So maybe that's something y'all address in the draft. Maybe.
Yeah, we need to address everything.
Besides
We
the
need to address
defensive line,
everything.
I would say yeah, probably everything and receiver, probably too. I
Mhm.
think y'all are pretty set at receiver too.
Mhm.
Um, so this is the first time that we're gonna have a Black Friday game, in NFL history. I don't know why they couldn't give us a better game, but it is what it is. We got the Miami Dolphins at the New York Jets. The Jets are on their third string quarterback, Tim Bull. I think that's his name. That just shows you how bad it's gonna be for the Jets Friday. I don't even know
Right.
bro name. um, but I just don't think the Jets on offense are gonna be able to score enough to keep up with this Miami offense.
Mhm.
Uh, it's just gonna. I just think it's gonna be a long bad day for the Jets. uh, so yeah, I got the Dolphins. They got so much speed on offense, and then the way Jalen Ramsey is locking stuff down. I'm looking forward to seeing him versus Garrett Wilson. I hate Garrett Wilson won't have a quarterback that we really could see how good that matchup could be. I guess when they made this matchup, they thought they would have Aaron Rodgers. That's really the only way I could see
Mhm.
them making this matchup because Tua
Yeah.
versus Aaron Rodgers. Now I will watch that, but this I'm not gonna
Right.
be watching that. I'll be looking at college football and some college basketball. I definitely won't be looking at this. Q, how do you see this one playing out?
Uh, I like the Dolphins to win big. I think they're gonna go out there and just put it away early. Like you said, I don't even know who this quarterback is, where he came from, any of that. So I don't know how he's gonna be able to perform on a short week at that. So you don't
True.
have those extra days like you would on a normal week. So um, yeah, man, I like the Dolphins. I think they continue to build that connection with each other. Like you said, Ramsey, even though he's back, he's still finding his footing. So I think for the Dolphins, this is just a game where you want to make sure you get out of there healthy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So you can prepare for the stretch that they got, because they got a tough stretch coming up too that they need to finish strong on as well. So I like the Dolphins big in this game.
Yes. Now the only way the Jets keep this game close is their defense has to just put on the performance for the ages, because they have
Hmm.
a defense that's legit, but eventually they get worn down because their offense just cannot produce at all. So eventually they get worn down, and then they start giving up a lot of points. So I see that happening. Our first Sunday game is going to be the New Orleans Saints at the Atlanta Falcons. Q, how do you see this one playing out?
New Orleans Saints, Atlanta Falcons. Oh man, um, it could go either way though. But I'm gonna go with the Saints. I like the Saints. I kind of like the position that they're in a little bit better than the Falcons. Also, I don't know if Ritter is back or if Taylor Heineke is still gonna be a quarterback. I don't know what that looks like for them. Um,
Ritter's gonna finish the year. They
okay,
bringing him
so
back.
Ritter's gonna put it in. Yeah, yeah. So I'll give it to the Saints. I think they kind of want to finish out the year strong, but they still kind of they're in position to still be that division winner and things of that sort. So definitely want to make sure they need this win badly. So I think with where they want to be and where they want to go, I think they'll come out and take this win. Very close game though, very close game, division rival. So I like the Saints 27-20.
Okay. I agree with you. I just really can't put much faith in Desmond Ritter. He's not very good. Now they have some weapons on offense.
Absolutely.
They just need a quarterback that can get it to him. Honestly, B. John Robinson, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, man, they got some dudes on this offense. If they had a quarterback,
Mm-hmm.
they'd be trouble to deal with. But they don't, so I gotta go with the Saints. I guess I can trust Derek Carr a little bit more than I can trust Desmond Ritter. That's not really saying much because Derek Carr will throw a stinker in there when you least suspect it. But uh, I think I would expect him to lean on Kamara, Michael Thomas, Olave, and get a close divisional win on the road. Like you said, we
Mm-hmm.
got to see who wants to win this division because it's going to come
Yeah,
down to,
man, because
I don't know.
I don't know who won it.
It's going to come down to the Saints, Falcons, or Bucs. I think the Panthers have been eliminated since week one.
Yeah, it's over.
uh,
It's over for them, man.
yeah, I don't think they're eliminated yet, but you can go ahead and put a fork in them.
Put
So
a
I
fork
got
in
the
them.
Saints as well. Ooh, this next one is just gonna be ugly. You got the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cincinnati Bengals. Unfortunately, the Bengals lost Joe Burrow to a wrist injury, so their season is just done. Unfortunately, uh, I think the Steelers are gonna win an ugly, ugly, ugly game. I think the score will be 10-7. The Steelers, their offense, they don't. Kenny Pickett gives them absolutely nothing. They have some good receivers, but he can't get them the ball. He's throwing over guys' heads. It's just bad. So I expect him to lean on Warren and Najee Harris, and I think their defense is just going to shut down the Bengals' offense. And I think the Steelers, I think they'll get another win that's just going to be downright ugly, man. They found the ugliest ways to win games, man.
Um, I'm gonna take the Bengals, man.
Okay, I don't blame you.
I'm gonna take I'm gonna take the Bengals. Just like you said, the Steelers are very inconsistent. And I think also one of the hardest things to do is whenever you lose your starting quarterback mid game, make that adjustment and come
Oh yeah,
in
true.
and still win that game and figure things out. So I think with the extra time, incorporating plays that the new quarterback feels comfortable with, that your guys feel comfortable with, I think that'll help the Bengals get this win. Also, one thing about it, man, the hardest team to beat is a team that kind of feel like they desperate and they down and out. So I feel like the Bengals kind of hear the talk of your season over. You know what I'm saying? Joe Burrow's done, things of that sort. So I think them guys will come out and make a statement. And it'll be a good win against Pittsburgh. Like you said, they're gritty, man. They got some gritty, nasty, ugly wins. So I don't see this game being no different. Like you said, it's gonna be ugly, low scoring, like you said. So kind of like a 10-7 ordeal, like you kind of spoke about earlier. So
Yeah. Now Jake Browning, he does have Jamar Chase here, and I don't know if Higgins will be back. He's dealing with a hamstring. But I mean, the Bengals do have some weapons. If he can just get the ball to him, I
just
would
got to get it
expect
to
him.
them.
Yeah, I think they'll do a lot of short stuff because you just need to get the ball in Jamar Chase's hands. He'll do the rest.
Yeah.
So,
He said
um,
he's 7-11, man. He always open. So you know what I'm saying? Get him the ball.
and and I don't know if the Steelers have anybody on their secondary who can deal with him 1-on-1. So,
Right.
uh, if they can block T.J. Watt, I think they can make some noise and put some points up on the Steelers defense. So it all comes down to can Jake Browning get the ball to his weapons. That's really all it comes down to. Man, we got some stinkers this week. We got the Carolina Panthers at the Tennessee Titans. The Panthers can't protect
Mm.
Bryce Young. Uh, they they can't protect Bryce Young. Their offense is just really bad. Just really bad. They don't have nobody besides Adam Thielen. Um, I just don't really see a way that they go into Tennessee and win. Tennessee's kind of falling off. Will Levis had that good game starting out, and then they've kind of fallen below 500.
Falling below. Yeah.
So I think this will be another ugly, low-scoring game, but I think Tennessee does enough. They're still somewhat in their division race and in the playoff picture somewhat. So they need to handle business against a Panthers team who will be in the top 5 of the draft, but they don't own their pick, which they need desperately.
That's terrible. That gotta be a terrible feeling.
Yeah, man, I'll be sick, boy. So they're in a lose-lose. The Panthers need those 2 picks in the first round more than the Bears do. So
Yeah,
yeah, they're just. I got the Titans. I think this will be another ugly, low-scoring game.
man. I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna give my boy some pride, a pride win right here. I'm gonna go with the Panthers, man.
Okay.
I just want, Bryce Young is my guy, so I just
Oh
want
yeah.
to see him start to build something. Like you said, even though he ain't got much of nothing,
Nothing.
the receivers can't get no separation, the line can't block. So, but I just want him to kind of continue to get those valuable reps and figure some things out that he can carry over to next year. So I'm gonna take the Panthers, like you said, in an ugly game. I just I don't know. I just trust Bryce more than Will Levis. So I think that's
I
kind of what it
can
comes down to for me.
I can understand that, and this is a winnable game for the Panthers. I mean,
Yeah,
the Titans aren't no, like the Cowboys that they face this week. They're not going to pull away from them. So this will still be a game. And like you said, if Bryce Young, had some more help, I would definitely. I love Bryce Young. He's special, and I hate it for him because C.J. Stroud went to a better situation. And Bryce, they're comparing the two and saying the Panthers made a mistake. No, they didn't.
yeah. You
Bryce
can't do that.
Bryce Young
Yeah,
Bryce
you
Young is
can't do
going to be
that.
special once they get that line
Figure it
fixed
out.
and get him some
Absolutely,
weapons besides Adam Thielen. Then he's going to be straight. So keep that same
absolutely.
energy with Bryce Young, but he's going to be special. So I would love to see that because they had a chance against the Bears and some things didn't go their way. So like you said, I'm pulling for Bryce Young. I would love if they could, pull out this upset, but I just don't have enough confidence on this Monday to pick them. But I would love to
Right.
see it Sunday. Um,
Absolutely.
next, next we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Indianapolis Colts. Um, Q, how do you see this one playing out?
I'm going with the Bucs, man. Just because my homeboy played for the Bucs. He my homeboy Nick Leverett played there, so shout out to
Okay,
Nick. So I'm gonna go with the Bucs. But also I just think they're a better team right now. Um, Jonathan Taylor's back, so he's been in the groove and getting some things going for the Colts. Um, but like you said, that division that with the Bucs and the Panthers and the Falcons and the Saints, somebody got to win it. So with everything that's going on, the Bucs still right there. So I think they need this win to kind of stay in a good position to where they can finish out strong with a few division games coming up for them too.
yes, indeed. Man, this is gonna be a tough one. Can Baker hold up against the Colts? Have a very good defense normally. But he has some weapons. Can he get the ball to Mike Evans, Godwin, to kind of be high scoring? Because the Colts have kind of gotten to some high scoring games. So I think I got to take Baker Mayfield and the Bucks here. Like you said, I think they slightly have the better team. But this is going to be an interesting toss up game here in Week 12. So give me the Bucks as well. Yeah, I just don't know if I can put much faith in Gardner Minshew. I just
Yeah,
don't
right,
know. I
right.
just can't do it. I'm gonna let Q pick this one first. Our toilet bowl. You got the New England Patriots at the New York Giants. I have no idea who's gonna win this game. Q. Patriots or Giants? I mean,
Oh man. Oh my God.
ooh,
Um.
this.
Well, to be honest, man, I ain't ever really gonna. I ain't picking the Giants. I'll tell you that. So I'm gonna I'm gonna go with the Patriots. I, and I don't even know how. I just know I'm gonna go with the Patriots. I just think some way somehow they're gonna find a way to get it done. Um, I just think the division games when you're playing your rival, they hit a little different. So I don't know if the Giants gonna have the same get up for the Patriots as they did for the Commanders. So um, I think the Patriots come in and get that win in a very very ugly game.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I don't know if the Giants, if Timmy or Tommy, whatever the boy name is, can do that 2 weeks in a row. Um, I think he gonna get too much of that good treatment at home with Mama on Thanksgiving, and he kind of gonna be smelling himself. And I think Bill Belichick's gonna
Uh-huh.
humble him. So I
Real
think this
quick.
will be an ugly, low-scoring game, like you said, and I think this is one of the few remaining games that the Patriots have that's winnable. So they
Right.
better win it, because they're going to be in the market for a quarterback and a lot of other things. So, uh, give me the Patriots. I just don't see the Giants doing it 2 weeks in a row. But you never know with this game because the Patriots are just awful, awful. Ooh, boy. And who's going to play quarterback
Yeah,
for the
that's
Patriots? Are they going to go with Mac Jones
I,
or
I have no idea if they're gonna go with Mac or if they're gonna go with what's his name,
Jockey?
Bailey.
With Bailey?
Yeah, I have no idea. So I have no idea, bro.
But it really doesn't matter because you're going against the Giants. I think the Patriots will probably get a lot of pressure on DeVito. And like you said, I don't think neither team will reach 20 points.
Mm-mm.
So give me the Patriots as well. So now, I think this is the first time in show history that we've had the Houston Texans as the game of the week. But CJ Stroud, the way he's playing
Okay.
this year, whew, the Texans got them one for sure. So our game of the week is going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Houston Texans. Q, do the Jaguars get revenge or do the Texans keep their momentum going?
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with the Texans. I'm really on the CJ Stroud train right now. Love
Yes,
me some
sir.
CJ Stroud. Um, so I love what he's doing. He's in the MVP talk. And if he wants to stay in there, this is a win where he can, I think, solidify himself as the number one candidate for that position.
Sure.
So I like Houston, man. Like you said, I love the young pieces. The Tank Dell. Was it
Woo.
Nico
Collins.
Collins? You know what I'm saying? Things of that sort. Defense. They got some young guys. Stingley had him a nice pick last week, so I think he finally his footing. Um, Will Anderson on the edge. So I think they have some pieces where they'll be okay. They'll be okay in this game. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be very high scoring though. I think they both gonna get after it. Um, but I love this game just for the Texans, for them to kind of put that stamp on another game. Like, yeah, it's not a fluke. Like, we here, we ready. We here right now. We can win some ball games, and we like the way that we're going in our future direction. So, yeah, man, give me the MVP, man. I'm going CJ.
All right, I thought I was gonna be alone here, but I'm glad I'm not. Uh, man, that CJ Stroud, the Tank Dell connection, this boy, that junk is wicked, boy.
Yeah.
And that touchdown he had to Tank Dell, with Tank Dell just flipped over in the end zone yesterday. My God.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think this is a game where the Texans are like, we've arrived, and what we're doing this year, like you said, it's not a fluke. Like you said, I think this is gonna be up and down. The last team with the ball probably wins.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, this is probably gonna be like one of those high scoring Big 12 games.
Right.
So I'm definitely gonna be tuned in and watching this one. I got the Texans, man. I think what D'Amico Ryans is doing in Houston is special. Uh, and yeah, I think they're going to be here for a while, man, because they got, like you said, some good young pieces. So this isn't just a 1 year thing. I think they're going to be here for a while, and I wouldn't want to see them in the playoffs because they're one of those teams that can prevent cause a lot of problems for whoever they play. So
Mm-hmm.
they're going to be scary, man. So
Yeah.
give me Houston as well. I'm happy for our next team here. We got the Kansas City Chiefs at the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm happy for Antonio Pierce.
Antonio
Uh,
Pierce, yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
man, what he's doing with the Raiders, he got them actually looking like a football team and not a Division III.
Right. Right.
Hopefully hopefully they give him an actual chance to win that job because he's done a great job. They hung in tough with Miami. They just don't have a court. He doesn't have a quarterback to
Quarterback.
really
Hmm.
to fully evaluate how good he can be as a coach. But what he's doing is impressive with what he got. Um,
Absolutely.
so I think the Chiefs will win this game, but I think the Raiders will hang tough. Um, I don't think the Chiefs will blow the doors off the Raiders. I think Antonio Pierce will definitely have his team fired up, ready to go. My concern for the Chiefs is their tackles aren't very good. I think that's the weakness on their team. Having to deal with Max Crosby, I think that can cause Patrick Mahomes some issues. So if the Raiders are going to pull off the upset, I think Max Crosby is going to need to play the game of his career. But I think he's going to be a handful off that edge on whichever side he's lined up on. Because the Chiefs, their weaknesses are on the edge, like I said. So, but I think Patrick Mahomes just finds a way to get another divisional win, and I think that division is theirs to lose right now because I don't really see nobody there to challenge them. I know the Broncos are kind of surging, but I think it's a little too late for them to
A little too
win the
late for them,
division at
yeah.
least. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
got the Chiefs. How about you, Q?
Same thing. I got the Chiefs, but I think the Raiders definitely have the opportunity to make it interesting. Um, like you said, man, they're playing great for Coach Pierce over there. He's doing some things where he's even bringing in, some of the practice squad guys and elevating them up to the active roster and seeing what they kind of have. So it just brings excitement around the team. Like, hey, we're not really going nowhere this season, right? But we got a coach here who's excited about us, who's trying to build for the rest of the season and for next year as well. So for them, I think they're just having fun, man. Like you said, it seems like a dark cloud has been lifted over Vegas from off top of Vegas, and they're just playing, carefree, whatever happens football. Getting after it and just making plays and having fun while doing it. So, like I said, love the Chiefs in a close game. Love the Chiefs in a close game, but I'm still more excited to watch Vegas to kind of just to see how they respond another week.
And it shows you how bad Josh McDaniels was at his job because it took a coaching change to get Devontae Adams the ball. I mean, you got that dog on the outside of
Like,
you. Not get
but like, come on now, like you got to figure it out.
that's like with your team. Terry McLaurin should always get 10 targets a game. I had
Yeah,
him on my fantasy team, and I had to drop him because he wasn't getting targets, so he's not getting me no points. So
right.
when you got a guy like Terry McLaurin, Devontae Adams, you got to feed him. There's no reason they shouldn't get 10
But
targets. So
but
looking
you also
forward to
you got
that.
to mix it up. You got to mix it up with where you put them. Like one
Oh,
thing I
yeah.
love that Mike McCarthy does with CD is CD may be out wild this play. Next thing you know, he got a CD in the slot. I think I maybe have seen CD in the backfield. Ain't no telling where CD gonna be. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you kind of give it different looks and you figure out a way to be creative and give your guys the ball. So I think that's another thing that Coach Pierce has been doing with Devontae Adams, moving him around a little bit and figuring out ways just to give him the ball and just let him see what he can do. Whether it's a quick little pop pass and go whatever, but you just got to get the ball in their hands and see where they can go with it.
Yes, and yes, you did see CD in the backfield. They threw him a little tornado sweep.
Yeah,
So like they treated him like Debo Samuel. That was
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. I was like, man, shoot.
So our next one, we got the Los Angeles Rams at the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals have been playing better ball since they got Kyler Murray back. Um, but I don't know if the Cardinals, have anybody to deal with Aaron Donald. But I think this is going to be a good game. But I got to take the Rams in a very close game. Q, how do you see this one playing out?
I like the Rams too. I think the Cardinals do just enough to seem like they're trying to win, and then they don't. I think we all know the Cardinals are tanking.
For sure.
So I think for sure it'll be close early on, and then you'll kind of start to see the Rams kind of slowly but surely take control of the game. So definitely like the Rams in this game. I just don't see why the Cardinals would want to win anyway.
Yeah, true.
But they will have a decision to make with whatever they do decide to do. If they get that number one pick, Kyler's still there. He got all that money. So who is
Ooh,
anybody going to
yeah.
take that contract? So it's real interesting for them too. So I think they kind of want to keep that pick just to see what their options look like. So I think them losing this game guarantees them, to kind of stay on that 1 or 2 line for the draft coming up.
Yeah, because like you said, why would you want to, win when you need so much help for your football team? So,
Right.
like yesterday, I know CJ Stroud had some interceptions, so that kind of kept them in the
Hmm.
game. But they probably wanted to lay down. Probably
Yeah,
didn't want to
like
try
what?
too hard.
Like what? Like, what you got going on?
Um, so I definitely agree with you. I think the Rams are going to win this game. Our next game is going to be pretty interesting. We got the Cleveland Browns at the Denver Broncos, who are kind of starting to figure things out and starting to play some good football here. Q, do you have the Browns and their defense, or do you have the Broncos winning another one at home?
Home. You know, it's tough to play. It's tough to go to Denver and play when you're not used
Yes.
to that altitude. Well, like you said, they figuring it out at the right time. You know, so I think they'll continue their win streak. Russ has been looking like old Russ. You know, making plays, moving around, getting outside the pocket, but keeping his eyes downfield. So I like the Broncos. Definitely think it's going to be a defensive battle, like you said. The Browns' defense is amazing. You know, the Broncos defense is amazing when they're locked in. I just think it comes down to I'm going Russell Wilson over, you know, I can't even think of who the Browns have at
Uh,
quarterback right now.
Dorian Thompson Robinson from UCLA.
Dorian Thompson Robinson. I like DTR. I like DTR. But yeah,
He
I'm
can,
taking Russ. I'm taking Russ over him right now. You know, I think it comes down to which quarterback is going to be able to make the most plays. And I think Russ will make 1 or 2 more plays than DTR will.
yeah, I think Denver, the way they're playing right now, their defense, they've really flipped the switch from that team that gave up 70 points to the Dolphins, boy.
Yeah,
'Cause that's impressive how they really turn things around. They're really starting to turn teams over and really getting after teams on defense because they have some pieces on defense that can really get after you. So I think this is going to be a ugly game. Look, or I would say low 20s. But like you said, I think Russ, with the way he's playing right now, I think he figures out a way to win this game. And I think the Broncos keep rolling. It's just amazing how they've really started to figure things out of late, and they're surging at the right time, and they may sneak into the playoffs with how they're playing right now. So we have
they
to see.
might, man. They right there on that. They working their way up to that bubble. So we're gonna
We
see.
have to see. Next, we got a good one. We got Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills at the Philadelphia Eagles. Me personally, I think this has the potential to be a shootout. Because the Eagles, their weakness is their secondary, and I think Josh Allen could put up some points on this secondary. But I think late, I think he'll make a mistake, or the offense they'll make a mistake because they've been making some mistakes of late when they've played the better teams on their schedule. And I think Philly gets a close win at home. The Bills really need this game, but I just can't see them going into Philly and beating Philly at home. That's a tough place to go in and win. And I think late that pass rush that Philly's got, I think they're gonna heat Josh Allen up and cause a big turnover or get a big stop. Because the Eagles, it puts so much pressure on their front seven because of how leaky their secondary is. I
Hmm.
will watch out for Khalil Shakur in the slot for the Bills because the Eagles, I don't know. I just could see him having some big plays for Josh Allen. With how the Eagles tend to give up some big plays. They let your guy Sam Howell light them up. So I think this is going to be high scoring, but I think the Eagles find a way to win at home. How about you, Q?
Uh, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the. I'm gonna take the Bills.
Okay.
Only because the Bills are desperate. They need it more than Philly.
Yes.
They need this win. They can't afford to lose this game. Um, if they want to, sneak into the playoffs, they have to start winning some games.
Okay.
But like you said, I like what I seen from them last week. Even though it was the Jets or whatever, but I think they found something on offense, like you said, with Khalil Shakir. He played good. Um, a threat that I don't know why they haven't been getting him involved more. Anyway, but hey, that's
Yes,
not the here
sir.
nor there. So maybe the interim OC, I think it's Joe Brady or something like that.
Yeah, Joe from the
Um,
Panthers.
yeah, Joe Brady. Hopefully he can kind of keep mixing it up, but also figure out a way to still get Diggs involved. I think last week Stephon Diggs only had like 46 yards on like three receptions. Um, he's one of those guys, like you said, he needs 10 to 11 targets a game.
Yes. Feed him.
So yeah, so I think they're gonna figure out a way to get him involved. But like you said, what Josh Allen and the Bills do well, the Eagles defense struggle against, and that's the pass. So I think they can find some success in, getting the ball downfield as long as they can give Josh Allen a little bit of time. It's gonna be tough with Reddick and Sweat coming off the edges, but I think they give him a little bit of time, then they'll be all right.
Yeah, like you said, the Bills, they're gonna be fighting for those last two wild card spots. It's clogged up right there in the AFC because there's so many teams who are good in the AFC. Now, if they were in the NFC, they wouldn't have much to worry about. It wouldn't be as tough on them, but they're in the AFC, and it's gonna be a battle for those spots. And their closing schedule isn't easy. So,
Right.
like you said, they're gonna have to win. They're gonna win at least one or two of these games, but not expecting them to win. So I wouldn't be surprised, like you said, with how bad Philly's secondary is outside of Slay. Bradbury, you can get him and the other guys in that secondary. So we shall see. All right, our Sunday night game is the Baltimore Ravens at the Los Angeles Chargers. Um, Losing Mark Andrews was huge for the Ravens. But like
Mm-hmm.
you said, I think it's like Cincinnati. It's hard to adjust to that. That's a big loss in game. But I think with a week of practice, I think you need to feed Zay Flowers more. Odell's looking really good. Look like he's starting to find himself. So I think the Ravens they'll win a close game at in Los Angeles. I just can't trust the Chargers in a close game. We saw yesterday. Uh,
No.
in close games, they wet the bed. So I got the Ravens in a close game. Justin Tucker walks it off.
Okay. I like that. I like that. That's definitely. I'm taking the Ravens too. Lamar's my guy. Um, so like you said, taking the Ravens. I just trust their offense more, man. Like you said, Chargers just can't get out their own way.
Mm.
Um, I think the Ravens need this win to, still stay afloat at the top of the division because the Steelers right there, if I'm not mistaken. I think they both have 3 losses, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that, or one of them have 2. So need this win to kind of just keep building. Keep building that connection with Lamar and Odell and the other kid I can't think of his name right now, Flowers.
Flowers,
So
yeah, Flowers.
yeah, so definitely like the Ravens. Like you said, it's in LA, so it's probably gonna be high scoring for sure. So the Ravens are going to have to get some stops when needed, but I think the Ravens will get more stops than the Chargers will.
Yeah, and the Chargers they played in some exciting shootouts at home, but they just can't. They just don't know how to win them at home. So I think this will be another one of those games where they don't know how to close the game,
Yeah.
unfortunately. So, and then our Monday night game is the Chicago Bears at the Minnesota Vikings. Joshua Dobbs, he's been playing some good ball since he's been traded to Minnesota. Um,
Hmm.
I think they'll wait till after the bye to activate Justin Jefferson. Especially, I think that'd be smarter just to give him more rest time. And but I think the Vikings, I think they have enough to beat the Bears at home because they're fighting for one of those wild card spots. So you can't afford to play around with the Bears. I think this could be high scoring potentially, but I think the Vikings find a way to win at home. I think Justin Fields, DJ Moore, I think they'll have another big day, but I got to pick the Vikings with how well Joshua Dobbs has been playing at home. I mean, been playing of late since he got traded to Minnesota. How about you, Q?
Yeah, same man. I love Joshua Dobbs and his story. Uh,
Sure.
what he was able to do with Arizona before he got to Minnesota. Um, Definitely wish he had Jettis back. So hopefully he'll get him back, like you said, after the bye week and things of that sort. So, but yeah, like the Vikings, like you said, they kind of keep pacing that wild card position. That's a team that can be dangerous, man.
Ooh, yep.
And that's crazy. That's crazy to say because they got without the starting quarterback that you can be dangerous. But they won some ball games before they lost the other day. I think they won maybe 4 or 5 in a row. So
I think it was
they
4.
can win. Yeah, they can win some ball games. I think they'll get back on track this week, like you said, and then get some guys healthy and come out for that home stretch and finish it out.
Yeah, for sure. So we have to see. they're like you said, they're a team that nobody wants to see in the playoffs, especially with how explosive the offense can be, especially a receiver. So we have to see. Q, I want to thank you for joining me on the Thanksgiving edition of Q's Hot Takes. We'll definitely be talking some trash Thursday for sure during that
Absolutely.
Cowboys Commanders game, man. I hope you and your family have a happy, safe, blessed Thanksgiving, man.
You too, man. Hey, enjoy coming on here with you, brother.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
All right.
Young angel going through his demon phase. Hard to blame him, Lord knows this game can be depraved. Scary hours, undefeated, y'all should be afraid.